Well, part of it's just our geography. It's a combination of altitude, what the Rocky Mountains do, and how weather systems set up around Wyoming. All kind of converge to produce what has been called the Saudi Arabia of wind in southeast Wyoming. It's an amazing wind resource. Absolutely, hands down, the best resource in the continental U.S. If you go offshore, there's areas that could potentially rival it, but right now the best resources in the country are in southeast Wyoming. If you think about that, once you have a really great wind resource, if you take a wind turbine and put it in that great resource compared to putting it in a less great resource, you're going to produce more power with the same asset. And that additional power that you produces, essentially that justifies building these long transmission lines that will cost money. And even with the transmission lines, still causes it to be cost effective. Not just cost effective, cheaper than what it would be to build the wind turbines locally in California. I think there's a couple of takeaways. The first one is certainly in the short term, Wyoming, California is a good combination to help out California with their power needs and their integration of renewables. From a Wyoming perspective, this is a whole new industry. Just to give you an idea, right now we have 1.4 gigawatts of installed wind in Wyoming. If this goes through, we could easily show that growing to 10 gigawatts. So we're talking about a factor of 10 increase. Without having wind turbines all over the landscape, it will still take up a very small portion. So this is something to add to Wyoming's economy. So that's the initial takeaway. I think the other takeaway is that there's other markets and long-term types of research that could be done to show that while we may be sending power to California one day, the wind may drop here one day when the sun's out in California, and they may be sending power back to us. So in the long term, we probably are looking at this from a Western type of viewpoint, that we've got Arizona, we've got with their solar, we've got Oregon and Washington with their hydro, we've got Montana and Wyoming with their wind, that if we team up together and we have the ability to move power around, that there really is a hope to be able to generate a large fraction of our power via renewables. But these studies need to be done to show that these type of things are feasible.